Howdy, y'all.
Hi, guys.
It's Ryan.
And Angela.
From RNA Music, your mama pop guitar shop and LS studio deep in the heart of Texas. That's where we're at right now. Canton, Texas. What time is it?
Oh my gosh, it's bedtime.
It's Ask RNA time.
Oh, it's Ask RNA time.
It's question time. We're going to answer damn questions. Alrighty, y'all. First question. Walking Dead 1369. You know, we haven't watched any of this season's Walking Dead.
I'm not planning on it.
I'm going to when it comes on Netflix, I think.
Yeah.
Dang fly.
It's huge. It's like a horsefly.
It's like a hummingbird.
Yeah.
But it's a fly.
What if it is a baby hummingbird?
He's still gonna die. I was gonna ask if that was the new CMG behind you. Great looking guitar. It was, and it's gone now. What's your opinion on EQ pedals? Do you use one, and if so, what kind? Do you use an EQ pedal, Angela? No, she does not. No, I don't. I do not. Never really played with those too much. Well, let's see. Did I have one? I don't think I did. No, I don't think I've ever had one. I think I looked at a Boss one before, but I never did. I never did buy one. Never have really needed one too much, although I could see how it could be useful. I was playing on an amp earlier that I wasn't quite getting the sound I wanted from, and an EQ pedal would have been useful.
Yeah.
But it's pretty rare that I ever feel like I really need one, so nope. Don't have one. Although Mesa Boogie makes a pretty sweet one. If I were going to get one, I'd probably get that Mesa one. I'm not a Mesa dealer either, so there's no money in that. No money in that for me.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. I would love to be a Mesa dealer, but I'm not. Anyways, no, don't use one. How many of you guys and girls out there use EQ pedals? If you do, leave it in the comment and tell us which one you like and why you like it. Because Angela really wants to know.
I really do.
She does.
I do.
Next question. David Jones. Not sure if this has been asked yet, but Ryan, what's your perfectly spec'd dream guitar? Angela, do you have a favorite vocal mic? Keeping the music alive out here in Henderson, Nevada.
Nice.
Henderson, Nevada. Have we ever been to Nevada?
No,
I don't think we have.
I've never been to Nevada.
Nevada sounds nice and warm this time of year.
Yes.
Like Texas, but drier.
Is it dry heat? Because we have very humid weather. Because I guess near the coast. And
it's like 104 degrees, but with like 80% humidity.
Yeah.
Which is brutal.
All the time.
So, let's see. Perfectly spec'd dream guitar, I think it's probably going to change from year to year, but if you go check out the video that I just uploaded like a day or two ago, right now I would say our CMG RNA Music Custom is probably our... That dang fly. Sorry, this fly is driving me crazy. It was torturing me all day today. Now it's buzzing the camera now. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. The RNA Music CMG limited edition custom guitar, I would say, is probably the closest thing.
Oh my gosh, you almost slapped me.
I didn't though, but I almost caught him with my chopsticks. It's probably the closest thing to my dream spec guitar at the moment. So if you go check out that video a couple of days ago, we posted that. That's probably going to be pretty close. But that also probably is going to change from week to week, month to month as well. So yeah, man. Our CMG RNA limited dish right now is probably my dream spec, I guess. Angela, favorite vocal mic?
I don't have one. Most of the people that I've sang for or with never really had very great microphones. I guess maybe any Shure mics, I guess. I don't have like, I'm not diva enough, or I don't sing enough on a microphone enough to have a special mic. I don't perform at all. So
yeah,
I don't have one.
I don't know if he's talking recording mics for like recording vocals or live mics, but
either way.
Yeah, either
I don't
one.
do either, so it doesn't matter.
She's not bothered with silly things like microphones.
You know.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm not really into like making sure I have the best mic or anything like that. But like I said, I don't sing publicly enough to be that particular.
That picky about it. It's kind of like guitar players. They say like, where does tone come from? And it's like, is it the guitar? Is it the strings? Is it the amp? And then the answer for a lot of people says, well, it comes from your hands. The real tone for real guitar players comes from your hands and fingers. Like Van Halen sounds like Van Halen. He could pick up a piece of crap guitar and plug it into any amp, and then he puts like, it sounds like Eddie. You know, that whole thing. Maybe you're one of those kind of singers. Like, it doesn't matter. The mic. It's like your voice is still your voice.
Yeah, I guess so.
And you really, well, you just don't care.
I do. I mean, I just never get to sing, so I don't know.
Enough.
Yeah.
90% of your singing is without a mic.
Yeah.
On a regular basis. So. No. Well, I'm glad you're keeping the music alive out in Nevada.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love it.
I'd like to go to Nevada in the wintertime. That would be fun. Not in the summer.
Yeah. I bet it gets really cold there, though.
Well, yeah, it's probably like 50 degrees at night. It's like 120 during the day and like 50 at night. So nighttime sounds awesome. Thanks for the question, David. Next question, Hugh Caldwell. RNA. I love this question. Can you have too many guitars? I now have 16 guitars and I'm starting to have option paralysis. Can you have too many guitars?
Yeah.
What? How many is too many?
Too many is whenever you have guitars that are just sitting there that never get played. That's too many to me.
That's not a problem. You just play all your guitars.
Yeah. If you play all of them, then there's not.
Do I play all of mine?
No.
What? Which one do I not play? I'm pretty sure I play them eventually.
Eventually, yeah.
The real answer is no. You cannot have too many guitars. You just always need one more, at least one more. Although, let's say this. If you lived in like a 700 square foot efficiency apartment and it's just you, I think you could probably have too many. Like,
there could be a
like
limit.
100 guitars would probably be too many.
Yeah.
If like you couldn't
I would
get in
say
your
20 guitars.
if you couldn't get in, like if you were crawling over cases and bags.
Yes, especially if you had a significant other living with you.
Oh well, yeah,
with
that would
you,
be too many.
or children or a roommate. You know, that would not be very smart.
But if you didn't have a significant other, or children, or a roommate, or pets, you could probably have 50 in one that size.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a tricky question, man. I say the answer is no. But you can always just go get a storage building if you want.
That's true.
Air conditioned.
Yeah. What else?
16 is a pretty good number, man. I think I have like 13, maybe.
Yeah.
Of my own, not counting the children's
Right.
and Angela's guitars. So, yeah, they're... Next question, StratoCat62. What would be your dream brand or brands to sell? Thanks for the great show. Oh man, good one. Dream brand of guitars.
Or brand of anything.
Oh, that's true. Why am I thinking guitars? Could be amps or drums or any of that stuff.
I would love to sell drums.
Yeah.
I'd like to be a drum salesperson. Like, I don't know what kind, but
What kind?
yeah, what brand necessarily. So I remember, like when I was younger, first finding out about drums, Pearl was like the brand, you know. And then there was like DW was like, oh God, no, they have DWs, and so it's
DW is like the PRS of the drum world.
Yeah, so I don't know which one, but I think it would be really cool if we had like a huge stock of drums and stuff like that.
We've got like one drum kit here.
Of course, it would be like so loud when you had like you know, local drumline kids coming, trying to test out their chops.
Yeah.
I would rather sit and listen to, no offense drummers, to beginner or like not so great guitar players trying to hack through a song than a beginner drummer trying to figure out a beat or thinking that they can when they
and their rhythm is not really that good.
I would rather listen to a guitar player any day than a bad drummer.
That's not so bad. I was like, I would rather listen to a 5-year-old try to play the violin
with their teeth.
A
5-year-old monkey
with their teeth. Because beginning violins, strings are brutal.
No. Beginning clarinet is even worse. Oboe.
Also brutal.
Oboe's even worse.
We have carried some drums here, mostly because I have other friends who have some, and they're like, "Hey, sell these at your shop for me." Yeah. I'm like, "Okay." We've talked with drum companies. Problem with some of the drum companies, I talked to Pearl, and I've always played Pearl drums. Well, when I was a beginner, I had some piece of crap drum that didn't even have a real brand. But in school, I always played Pearl, played marching Pearl drums, which I loved. My kit that I've had for a long time that I love is Pearl, so I have an affinity for Pearl. But they're kind of like Fender, because if you talk to them, they're like, "Hey, yeah, you can carry our stuff. That'll be 20 grand a year." Oh, it's not really 20, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I can't divulge numbers, but it was a significant buy-in, and to commit to buying a certain amount every single year, I'm like, well, I love your guys' drums, I really do, but we'll have to wait, maybe in the future. Like, I was like, I can't. That's too much money. I would love to carry Pearl. We're probably not ever going to, because it's just a significant chunk of money. Although I've been talking to D-Drum, and what I like about D-Drum is they're actually like, "Hey man, yeah, we could just get a couple of sets in there, get what you want, sell it." Like, not a like mega of like, give us 20 grand and you can be a dealer. They're kind of cool to work with. So we may do some stuff with D-Drum in the future. We don't have a lot of space, floor space for drums. Guitars, I think we may have answered something kind of like this before.
Yeah.
PRS was on my list for sure, just because I think their instruments are beautiful, you know, and yeah, I like PRS. I would love to add them on. Not as big investment as, say, like Gibson or Fender. It's still, you know, a significant investment to bring on PRS. So I would love to do that. But it's actually maybe attainable. Maybe in the next few years we could possibly do it. It's possible. It's possible. Gibson's probably not possible. PRS is possible. PRS, I think, and then also ESP, which I've talked about for 8 years now. And we could have done several times probably in the past had we not sunk a lot of money into other brands. Because I'm a massive Metallica fan. Yeah. You may or may not know that. But Metallica play ESP guitars. And there are, you know, some James Hetfield LTDs out there that I would, you know, that would be kind of cool to see on the wall. Now that's actually fairly achievable. That could happen much sooner than us carrying PRS.
Right.
However, I don't know how well metal, I mean, they're kind of known, they're a metal guitar brand. Mostly.
Yeah.
And that may or may not be the most popular selling thing, but depends on your demographic and your reach and your area. But you know, long answer short, PRS and ESP. I like 3 letters: PRS, ESP, EMG, CMG, RNA. All the 3-letter brands. You know, it's good stuff. PRS. All right. Thanks, Hugh. Appreciate the question. Oh, nope, sorry. Thanks, StratoCat62. Next question, Mike Cooper. I don't think this is our Mike Cooper.
If it is, hey, Mike.
If it is, hey, Mike. And Trish. I don't think we have a good friend named Mike Cooper that we knew. I don't know if you're the same. Are you the same Mike Cooper, Mike? Lived in Oklahoma? Have you ever tried a guitar with a scalloped fretted neck? I have 2 Strats with them. Not for everybody, but I like them. See, I don't think it is Mike.
Yeah.
Not the other Mike, because Mike... Stupid fly. Sorry, to chase away the fly. I don't think Mike has any Strats, because he was just talking about buying a guitar for me. The only one I have ever tried... Sorry.
It just flew up and hit the light.
All right, now I have tried. I've never owned one, but back when I worked, I have tried them, but I've never owned one. Back when I used to work for Satan, maybe that's too strong. The devil, no.
Lucifer. Beelzebub?
The evil empire. Guitar store. I did get to play on a Yngwie Malmsteen Strat that we had in the shop, and I was like, oh, that's cool, I'm gonna play on that. I've never played scalloped fretboards, and it was pretty cool. Pretty cool guitar. And then and I have restrung a few here at the shop, so I've played on a few a little bit. It's pretty interesting. I don't know that I would buy one for myself, like hey, I really want one.
Right.
But I've played on a few, and I thought they're pretty neat, actually. And they weren't as hard to play as you think. They're actually pretty easy to play. So, never owned one, but I have played on a few.
Yeah.
And yeah, there you go.
Cool.
If any of you other guys and gals out there play, alarm went off. Sorry, guys. If any of y'all have played one, leave a comment below. Tell us what you thought about it, if you liked it, if you didn't like it, and what kind it was that you played. Next question, Scott H. Question, Ryan, I know you're not really a single coil player. Single coil guitar player. Next question, Scott H. Ryan, I know you are not really a single coil guitar player, but do you know, oh my God. Someone should have done this yesterday or tomorrow. I can't read. Question, Scott H. Ryan, I know you are not really a single coil guitar player, but do know you are a Nick Johnston fan and a Schecter dealer. Have you had an opportunity to inspect and or play Schecter's Diamond series Nick Johnston traditional electric guitar? And if so, what did you think of it? It's supposed to be an affordable take at $699 Street on his Schecter Custom Shop signature guitar. I like the master volume, master control layout, and the output jack moved off to face the side like a T-style guitar. 14-inch radius might be a bit flat for my increasingly arthritic hands. It comes in one color, atomic silver, of course. Reading is hard sometimes. Thanks for the question, Scott. I have not played on the Diamond series of Nick's guitar. I wanted to. I'm so excited that they came out with a little bit more affordable version of his custom shop. I mean, his custom shop's like $2,500. I think. I'm pulling those numbers out of my brain. That may not be right. It's a lot of money for his USA custom shop ones. And I have not played them. I have, however, played and sold their California Vintage series, which they discontinued this past year. But about 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, they had their California Vintage series, which was Strat style guitars and Telly style guitars. We've sold several of the Tellys. I sold one of the Strats to Jake from State Farm, one of our regulars, and he got their one that was like an Arctic white, because it was kind of close to Nick's. You know, they didn't have Nick's guitar, you know, in Diamond series back then. But I imagine Nick's is very closely based on their California Vintage Strat that they made. With, of course, I think it comes with his custom pickups and all that.
Sweet.
Yeah. Now, as a non-Strat guy, I was pretty impressed with their California Vintage series. So if Nick's is anything like that, I think it's great. Now, his is actually a little bit more expensive than those. Those California Vintage series ones were a steal because they're about 500 bucks. So I don't have one. We may get one in sometime. I again, it kind of comes back to supply and demand. I know who Nick is. We've chatted several times, and I met him in Dallas and talked. Super sweet guy, very nice, phenomenal guitar player. Phenomena. But you know, only guitar nerds kind of know who he is. People who are really into guitar. The general public are like, nerds. I don't know, I've never heard of him. What did you say to me? So I don't know what the demand for that is. Like Jake bought that one because it was like Nick's, but I don't know that Jake would actually want to buy Nick's actual signature or not.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those things. Do you?
Because Jake is a guitar nerd.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he knows who he is. But that's one of those things. Do you want the signature, or do you want something that's almost exactly like the signature, but it can still have your own personality to it? Mm-hmm. So I imagine they're pretty great. Me and Nick talked about it when he was in Dallas, and he said they spent a lot of time finding the right factory, and they really spent a lot of time making sure the guitar was exactly the way he wanted it. So, but if I ever do get one, you will see it here on our channel for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thanks for the question, Scott. Sorry I can't read.
It's okay.
Final question. Joe McCarthy. Hi, Joe.
Hi.
Happy New Guitar Day, because that's today. Right now, you got a new guitar today.
You did.
So excited for you. If you were a beginning player and wanted a good repertoire of music, rock, and some metal, what bands would you recommend for learning good songs? Great question, Joseph. What would you suggest?
Ooh, goodness.
As a non-rock and metal person.
Oh. Huh?
Nothing?
You need to stop it. I don't know. I'm not good at this. I'm really not.
Rock and metal suggestions?
Yes.
You want me to take over?
No, I would think for me, for a metal person, if I wanted to hear somebody, play, or like what I've heard and hear, I would think like some Black Sabbath or AC/DC, or even go like Guns N' Roses or something like that, because you're gonna find some really great guitar licks on there, or your maybe some Led Zeppelin, just something simple that people were like, hey, I know that. It's something that's catchy, not anything from like
obscure.
Yeah.
No
obscure.
Nick Johnston tunes.
Yes. I would pick something that people, would, if you play it, like if you picked up a guitar or did something fun, people are like, I know that, I love that song. So I would stick with something like that.
Stick with the hits.
Yes, always the hits, the classics. If you like it, some Aerosmith, or,
I'm so happy right now. Because you picked all the right answers. That was great. It's like you're in my mind.
Yeah.
You're in my brains, Lawley. You're in my brains. Well, Joe, I was a beginning player at one point in time. And I read your question when you left it, and I was like, I know exactly what to say. And I did not tell Angela this, but she listed off what I was going to say. I would say Sabbath is always a great place to start if you like Black Sabbath. Now, if you hate them, then, maybe not.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of Black Sabbath songs that are not very difficult to play.
Yeah.
Actually, pretty simple to play. The drums and the bass are not beginner songs. Like the drumming, Bill Ward and Geezer Butler are phenomenal. The bass is like fairly... It's not crazy hard, but it's definitely harder than the guitar parts.
It's more than just a...
Yeah, it's not AC/DC bass parts, right? So, but the guitar parts are actually not too crazy. So Sabbath is a great place to start if you like them, of course. If you don't, maybe not. AC/DC was another one that's slightly more challenging, I think, in some ways than Sabbath, but not...
There's like a couple of songs that they have that are, that you can kind of pick apart, and even if you just play just intros or beginning parts of a guitar solo, you can totally nail it.
Everybody knows Back in Black. Even people who are not musicians, you can play it, and they're like, yes, you're amazing, dude.
Yes.
Everybody knows those songs. Only the hits, right?
Yeah.
So,
Smoke on the Water.
I was gonna say Smoke on the Water. Now I'm not a massive Deep Purple fan. Like I don't have any of their records or really listen to a bunch of their tunes. Smoke on the Water though is actually extremely easy to play. Like super easy, and it's one of those songs that everybody knows.
Everybody's heard
Even
it.
if you're not a metalhead, you know, people have heard it and you play it and they're like, yeah. Now, serious guitar players like the super advanced snobby ones will be like, really? Smoke on the Water? Right? But other people are like, dude, that's awesome. Like, I don't get tired of hearing it. I've taught it a lot of times.
I like singing it.
Yeah, it's a great song. The thing is, if it's a great song, it's a good thing to learn. So I was going to say Smoke on the Water. Led Zeppelin, it's pretty good. Now, I think Zeppelin's got some tunes that are a little bit harder to play than AC/DC and Sabbath, but not a lot harder. It's kind of like your stair-stepping. Like Sabbath would be like kindergarten. AC/DC's like first grade. Zeppelin, you got some third grade songs in there again. And then they got some that are more difficult than others, right? But those are great, and those are three great rock bands that nobody denies their impact on music. Guns N' Roses, you know, again, we're kind of stepping up there. That would be a good one. You don't necessarily have to learn all the leads.
No.
But some of the rhythm parts and the chord progressions.
A lot of the rhythm is, you know, not as complicated as the lead guitar parts.
Yeah.
Because it's catchy.
Yeah.
And the ones that are catchy are usually the ones that are more simplified. Because you can hum it. If you can hum it, you're not going. You know, just doing that. If it's easy to hum, it's probably easily get.
Yeah. Ah, great. Those are some great ones. That's classic rock and stuff. Newer bands, well, not newer bands. I was thinking of Green Day earlier because Green Day is kind of like Sabbath in the fact that the guitar parts are not that crazy, but the bass and the drums are really doing a lot compared to the guitar parts.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, but if you don't like Green Day, of course you might not, but they've got some good tunes that are pretty simple. You know, all this sort of cliche ones like never play this song at a guitar store.
Right.
The songs that everybody play at guitar stores, those are great songs to learn, I think.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows them. Everybody knows them. So those are some of my suggestions. I don't know if I'm leaving anybody out. I'm not a big, who was that trying to think of? Like Leonard Skinner. Not a big Leonard Skinner fan, but they got some songs that would be, you know, not too crazy, and a lot of people know who they are.
Yeah.
Not everybody's a fan, but a lot of people know them. So those are my starting points I would suggest that are kind of rock leaning into metal kind of stuff. I mean,
I don't think I know any Leonard Skinner songs.
Freebird, Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah, that's about it.
Simple Man.
No, unless
Saturday
I have
Night
to
Special.
hear it. I'd have to hear it.
You'd recognize it if you heard him.
Probably. And there's probably guys that are like, what? How do you own a guitar store? No, blah, blah, blah. Shut up.
Yeah, well, you know. Some Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
Some Rolling Stones. They got some stuff. Now, they do tend to use open tunings a lot. So their tuning's a little bit different on the Stones. But they do it because it's really easy if you use their tuning. So if you like the Stones, wouldn't be a bad place to start either. So those are my suggestions, Joe. I'm so happy because Angela's like, oh, yes, all of those. Great answers. We were in sync on this one. Not the band, but mentally. So those are all the questions for this week. Thanks for a great ending question, Joe. I got really excited about that one. I don't know why. I think because you knew all the answers. That's made me really excited. All right, so thank you guys so much for all these questions. If you have a question for next week, please leave it below. Thank you for all the comments. We get a lot of comments as well. We were reading those earlier when we were printing the questions, so thank you for those. And we will try to answer your questions next time. Until then, what do we got to do?
Keep the music alive.
Keep the music alive. Music
And
needs you.
don't forget it.
Don't forget it. That's your line.
Yeah.
And keep music alive for this next generation that are coming up and learning. Today has been all of the technical difficulties. Interruptions. My card was full. I had to delete some footage. So whatever we were saying.
Keeping the music alive for the next generation.
That's right. And beginners of all ages.
Yes.
Guitar's not dead.
It's surely alive.
More and more people are learning to play, I think.
Yes.
If you want an RNA Music t-shirt, go ahead and check out our Teespring link down in the description. Get you one. We get all kinds of colors. You can get a green one, a blue one, black one. Black and white is always great.
Yes.
Gray, blue, whatever.
And if you have one, take a picture of you in it. Tag us on Instagram or Facebook and let's share. Have all the RNA shirts from all over the world so we can see where you're at and put a face to the name. And yeah, that'd be cool.
I'll see if I can find some online to stick at the end of this video.
Yes. So tag RNA Music with hashtag so excited and sport your RNA
Yeah.
shirt.
Let's see all those RNA shirts out there in the world. And yeah, that's it. Subscribe if you haven't. Leave us a comment, thumbs up, and we'll see you next time.
Okay.
Stay tuned for more videos, and we'll see you then. So excited.